Hello guys, we're gonna do our quick review for the JWK black linear switch. This is sent to us over by Squishy Types. Please do check them out. Awesome store for your keyboard modification needs. I really love the switch opener and I love their switches and other equipments as well. Okay, the JWK black linear switch is a linear switch with nylon top housing, palm stem, nylon bottom housing, and a 62-gram bottom out force. I've been using this for the past week and I'm really happy with the switch. It is a deeper sounding switch, which means that you can choose this as an option if you're doing a Thocks build, so deeper sounding profile and Thocks build. These switches are really good out of the box. However, personally for me, I do notice a little bit of scratchiness and a little bit of pinging sound inside. Very minimal, but I do notice it. Lubing it helped a lot in improving the sound of the switch, making it a little bit more deeper sounding. That's what Thocks 205 Grade 0 does. And filming it, I've tried filming it, but honestly I couldn't tell the difference unless I really look for it. So I would suggest that you lube the switches up. Filming is optional. Okay, so these switches are priced at 13 pesos each. How does it compare to the other linear switches that I have and I love? So for the past few months, I have been trying out different linear switches, the Duroc Palms, the Milky Pro Yellow, SMD Yellow Pro, the KTT Rose, and now I'm given the chance to try out the JWK Blacks. So how does it compare? So I think this switch is more on the side of the Milky Pro. They both have that Thocks sound profile, that deeper sounding sound profile. And honestly, I'm really happy with it. And I'll tell you why. So let us rank these switches into three categories. Okay, three parameters, if you may. So to make this review quick and very useful. The sound profile, the smoothness, and the tolerances. Okay, so sound profile. On this side you have the clacky, higher pitch. On this side you will have the Thocks, deeper pitch or deeper tone switches. So for me, the Rose and the Palms would be almost similar. Clacky switches, the yellow SMDs in between. Next, followed by the JWK, and the deeper among these five switches, the deepest, I mean, would be the Milky Pro Yellows. Okay, so in terms of loudness, it's pretty much the same. The Rose would be a little bit louder by a tad bit compared to the Palms, and then it's just like that. Okay, smoothness, from the buttery smooch to those being the most scratchy. Okay, the Palms definitely is the smoothest, especially when lube. I think it's followed by the Milky Pro, the KTT Rose, the SMD, and the JWK. Okay, so again, these are my experience, these are my opinion. This is a very subjective hobby. You may disagree, you may agree. I'm just stating out my opinion. Okay, and lastly, tolerances and wobble. Again, the Palms win. The KTT is actually really good in terms of tolerances. The wobbliness, the tolerances of the JWK is actually also pretty good, and the SMD followed by the Milky. So something like that. Okay, don't get me wrong, I don't think that this switch needs filming as well. That's how good these 5 switches are. Okay, so it just boils down to preference. So again, these two, if we're going to compare, would be out of the topic. They are more on the clacky side. Let's go to this 3. Which would I choose at the end of the day? All right. If you need your RGB, if your RGB lighting is important to you, then the SMD. It's a good switch. It's awesome. Okay. If you don't need the RGB and you are more concerned with the typing feel and the sound, you're left with these two. Okay. Which would I choose at the end of the day? The Gateron Milky Yellow Pro has been my gateway switch for the linear array. It has been my favorite switch, especially when you consider the price. It's just 12 pesos per switch. Okay. The JWK is a bit more expensive, but not much. It's only 13 pesos, so 1 peso difference. So, which will I choose? Okay, it depends. If I want the thockiest among these 5 switches, if I want a thocky, deep sounding build for my keyboard, I would still go with the Pro. I will choose the JWK Black Linear if I want my keyboard to be on the thocky side with a little ump. It's still deeper sounding, it's still deep, thocky sounding, but I want it to be not as muted as the Gateron Milky Yellow Pro. The Milky Yellow Pro sometimes becomes too deep and too muted, and sometimes it becomes boring. If you want to add a little bit of spice, the JWK might be your choice. So that's it. Enjoy the sound test. It's a good switch. You can consider this in your next build. hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you learned something from it. Please do help me continue this channel by hitting that like and subscribe button. While you're at it, also hit that notification bell to see my future content about mechanical keyboards. And also visit my other keyboard reviews available in my channel. Again, this is Thocks. Thank you for watching.